Bill Maher had Patrick Bet David on his podcast, and Patrick asked Bill Maher a question about Gavin Newsom. And Bill Maher was completely unable to answer this question. And mind you, Bill Maher has been in the news, followed the news, been involved in politics for decades. And he's advocating for Bill Maher to be president of the United States. That's the lead up to this point. Patrick asks him why. And listen to this answer. It is wild.
Results. A results-driven guy.
Right.
What areas has Newsom won in? You said he's a winner.
Winner of the election. He could win the election.
But based on what, though? Do you want results? Like, what has he done to California to say he's a winner?
Oh, God. I don't know. It's too...
Bill, you're a smart guy.
You know what? He made it rain, okay, dude? It wasn't raining.
Someone you said that. He said, great job.
It wasn't raining, and now it's raining. So he's got my vote.
Okay,
you know what?
Respect. I mean,
I don't know. I don't follow the news.
Look at Patrick Bet David right here. He can't even like look at him, and I'm not like a body language expert, but I mean he's like, dude, you got to be kidding me. Like you've been in politics for a decade, and you can't tell me 3 reasons why you want Governor Newsom to be president of the United States. I guess this is just kind of indicative of where we're at. You know, this is like the problem, and I wanted to just talk about this. I was scrolling Twitter this morning trying to look at like what I was gonna talk about, and I just saw this, and I feel like it's indicative of where we're at in a society. Like, Bill Maher is a smart guy. You know, anyone who argues otherwise, like, he's been on HBO for years. Like, he's clearly a smart guy. But politics is just, like, breaking people's brains. And no one, you have to, like, consciously work against this. One of the things that happened to me during COVID is, like, my brain got broken during COVID. I hate being told what to do. I hate having... I hate dumb rules. It's the reason that I wanted to get out of the military. You can't put your hands in your pockets as a Marine. And just like, even when you're cold, like, it's just, I hate stupid rules that you can't explain. And during COVID, it was just, stupid rules galore. And, like, kids had to wear masks even though they didn't fit their face correctly. And, they were all touching the same toys. I had to drop my kids off at daycare. It was just like dumb rules. And I couldn't really handle it because my brain kind of like broke. I got so angry and so frustrated. And I feel like that's where we're at. We have people like Bill Maher, who is obviously a really smart guy, and he wants to talk to a guy like Patrick Bet David. To his credit, a lot of people on the left wouldn't have Patrick Bet David on because he's a super smart guy. He asks questions like that, and it puts people on the left in a very odd position because they're like, oh, wow, this person really knows what he's talking about. He's very well spoken. And going up against someone like that when you're on the left is hard because you have to defend, records like Gavin Newsom and Joe Biden, and Trump's a piece of work, and I think he's a narcissistic a-hole. I'm not like the biggest fan of Trump, but when you look at Biden and then you look at Trump and everyone was like, oh, Trump's going to start all these wars. And then it's like, okay, well, what about Biden? And then people on the left are like, well, and it's just, it's clear as day why we're like going through all these problems as a country. And I keep talking about this, but I've been talking about news and politics, and this is going to be like my mission. I want people in America to own guns, and I don't know anyone who's really pushing this for beginners. Like, everyone's like, oh yeah, own a gun or whatever. I want to be like the person people go to, and I need to figure out the best. Get a gun. That's my point. Get a gun. And every time you see conversations like this, it's not like, this is just indicative of the time that we're going through. It is so bad that you have people like Bill Maher advocating for someone who has ruined California. It is an absolute cesspool of like waste and homeless people and drugs and crime. And he's like, I want him to be president of the United States. And Patrick Bet David asks him why. And he's like, well, because he made it rain. It wasn't raining before, and now it's raining. Like, dude, come on. Like, use your brain, dude. I don't know who on the left I would be like, but you gotta, if you're gonna be in news for decades, and then you're gonna advocate for someone to be president of the United States, like, you have a responsibility. If you have that much influence over millions of people, if you're going to advocate for someone like Gavin Newsom, like, you should have some answers prepared, That's like his whole job, you know. But when people like that, I guess is my point. When people like that are the ones influencing kind of society. I mean, he has a huge show, you know. And when people that smart say things that dumb and have the ability to influence millions of people, it's no wonder that we're like going crazy as a country. So if you don't own a gun, get a gun, because stupidity, you know, craziness it's not going to die down, and you never know what's going to happen. Anyway, until next time, stay safe, live free. Subscribe to this channel if you like it, and also buy a gun. I have training, dutytotrain.com, and please, if you don't own a gun, it is so easy to learn how to shoot a pistol. So get a gun. I'm not trying to fearmonger to, you know, sell my training. I am trying to help people be prepared, because everybody feels, I think, if they're being honest with themselves, that we're about to go through a pretty rough time in American history. It seems like it's kind of like climaxing somewhat soon. You know, it's like, what side's going to win? There's like two competing ideas. And when two massively competing ideas are competing for power, it doesn't go well. And you can sleep a lot more soundly if you have the ability to be your own line of self-defense. So get a pistol, dutytotrain.com. I make it so easy. It's not for intermediate, it's not for expert shooters, it's for beginner shooters to become very, very skilled and very confident with a pistol. You will know how to defend yourself with a pistol after you take my course. It's all online. You can do it from home. And it sounds weird, but when you go to a gun range and you're trying to practice, you know, I can't, it would be so hard to teach you unless like you had a really private class outdoors, nobody else was shooting. It would be very hard for you to focus if everybody was shooting all around you, right? When you're in your home, you could play your videos, which is of me, and I can just be like, okay, this is how you hold a pistol. Now let's just practice, right? And then you just follow it like a home workout system. So get a gun, get some training. And if you don't want my type of training, then just go out and get some training. You know, you owe it to yourself to do that. So do that for yourself, do it for your family, do it for your loved ones, do it for America. I mean, this is why the Founding Fathers wrote the Second Amendment. So until next time, stay safe, live free, and I'll talk to you soon. See ya.